Hey everyone, very warm welcome to all of you. Welcome to Teaching Pathshala and it's me, your educator Jyoti. So on your highest demand, I was planning a video. This video has already been uploaded on my channel that is mainly in Hindi, but on your demand, I'm just making this video once again in English so that it could help, it could reach out to each and every students who are comfortable in only English. Okay, so I think let's begin and make sure this particular video it will be helpful for you whether you are like preparing for yourself for CSIR net, GATE, ICMR, DBT, whatsoever the examinations are there from the life science department, you will be getting help from this single video only. Okay, fine. So the first graphical presentation, it is mainly representing a type of a relation which will be called as a inverse relation. Why so? See this. So from our very initial time we are studying that this will be the x-axis, right, and this will be the y-axis. So whenever we are presenting a number system in this form, obviously the corner value will be the maximum one or the terminal value will be the maximum one. Similarly on this y-axis also the terminal value will be the maximum one and the very initial value it will be the minimum. So the initial value is representing the minimum number or minimum entity, while the far value or the terminal value it is representing the maximum number oblique maximum entity. So if we see this graph, suppose for example, so this point on x-axis it is representing the minimum entity, right? And if I talk about this point, this is representing the maximum. Fine. Similarly for y-axis also this is a minimum point and this is a maximum. So in different examination obviously they will be changing the x-axis and y-axis representation. Might be on x-axis they will be giving you the time, it may be a population size, it may be a body size, it may be anything, right? So let's first see that how we can make any kind of a interpretation from this particular graph. So if I am comparing this point, see this is a first point, let's consider it as a point. So on a point, if I am trying to connect the y-axis and x-axis, because whenever we are interpreting any graph at that time it is compulsory to join the y and x-axis to reach out to the particular result, you can say. Fine. So if we are just matching this y-axis, see this point, and if I am matching it to the x-axis, you can see this particular point, at this particular point, that means at A, the y is what is a condition, what is the status of y is maximum, right? So y maximum is equals to what? It is getting connected to the x minimum, right? So it will be a x minimum. Similarly on the second terminal, at this position, let me change the color. At this position we can say, suppose this is a point B. So similarly again I am going to connect the y-axis and x-axis with the help of a line. So let me draw one line which will be connecting the y-axis with the B point, and similarly let us connect it with the x-axis also. So we can say that at point B what we are seeing, that y is at its minimum, right? Y is minimum. And what about the x? What about the status of x? X is at its maximum. So if we see the relation, what kind of relation is this? It is an inverse relation. What is the meaning of inverse relation? If A is increasing, then B is decreasing. I mean to say, this is another example. Suppose if A is increasing and B is decreasing, this is what called the inverse relation. So whenever you are getting these kind of graph, obviously it is indicating toward any kind of a inverse relation, and this inverse relation will be between the y-axis representation and x-axis representation. And obviously according to the demand of the question, x-axis and y-axis representation will keep on changing with the different question. So once again this graph is also the similar one only, but here they have presented the same concept with the help of a dots, right? If I connect this thing, see this, Again the interpretation will be same. Again, if I'm going to match this particular graph, it will be represented in this form. See this, this is a y maximum. So y maximum, it is matching with whom? With the x minimum, right? And similarly at this particular point, if I'm just connecting the y and x axis, you can see that here, that is the y minimum, it is getting connected with the x maximum. So again the similar relation at a point, I mean to say this point, at particular this point, at point B, see this, at point B, what the y will be minimum, see this, and x will be maximum. So this is what called the inverse relation. So whenever there is any kind of inverse relation between two things, obviously the graph will be presented in this form. Fine. So this was the first graph. Second graph is totally the opposite of the first one, because here there will be a relation of proportionality, or we can say it as a directly proportional. What is the meaning of directly proportional? Directly proportional means if x is increasing, then y will also increase. If I present it in the form of a x and y. So again this will be the x axis and this will be the y axis. This is x and this is y, right? Okay. So again we are going to do an interpretation that what exactly we can make out from this particular graph. So if I take this particular position, you can see the y is somehow at its minimum point, not exactly minimum, but yes, minimum, right? And if I match it with the x axis, again the x axis and y axis both are having its minimum point. So y is minimum, at that point only the x is also minimum, right? If I just increase this particular point, let's consider this particular point, this one. So somehow it has crossed its like half of the limits, right? If we consider that 0.2 is a half limit of the whole graph, obviously it has crossed its limit, so it is more than 50%. So obviously it has also crossed its limit. See this? That means what? The status of y, it is directly proportional to the status of x. If y is increasing, obviously x will also increase. At similar points, suppose if this is a maximum point, if I match this point with the x axis and if I increase this, you can get this point, right? So again, what is happening? When y is maximum, at that point x is maximum. Okay. So in this way we can say that yes, it is representing the directly proportional relation. So whatever the concept you are studying, if you are studying a two factor which are having the directly proportional relationship, obviously they are going to follow this particular graph. Sometime you are going to get this graph in this format also. Okay, sometime you will get from this middle point. So it may vary with certain factors, but somehow the overall presentation or interpretation, it will be same. Similarly, this graph could be presented in the form of a dotted form also, or dotted graph also, because if I connect this, it will also connect in this form only, and again the interpretation will be same. Like if I show you, see this, if x is increasing, obviously y is also increasing, see, right? So again they are following the directly proportional relationship. If x will increase, the y will also increase. So this is what called the proportional graph. Okay, the third graph is representing the two factor on y axis. Okay, so x factor will be same because it is having the same base, but obviously there will be two parameter or two factor on the y axis. Suppose, let's for a consideration so that we could understand in better way. Suppose let me consider you like this is a y1, this is a y2. Let's consider that y1 is representing the birth rate and y2 is representing the death rate. So what we can say, as because this graph is starting from its maximum point, so what we can say that it at this particular point, birth rate, or for this graph, what could be the overall interpretation for the birth rate? Overall interpretation will be that is the birth rate is increasing, right? The birth rate is at a highest, or we can say that at a highest point. And what about the death? If we can see, like here is the maximum point, right? Here is the maximum point, so we can say that the death rate, as because death rate is less than the maximum, so we can say that death rate is minimum. or death rate is low, right? So why we are representing it in this form? Because we are having the two parameter on y-axis. One is increasing, it's totally depend upon the graph presentation. Might be one can increase, one can decrease, it may happen in any way, but somehow you should be knowing the presentation as well as the interpretation. So one is increasing, right? One is high, one is at highest point, and second one, that is death rate, is at the lowest point. Okay, and it's depend that what is mentioned in the y-axis, it may what is mentioned in the x-axis, it may be anything. Or you can get this graph in the form of a this, like let us change some of the parameters. Suppose again this is a birth rate only and this is a death rate only. So if I am starting the birth rate presentation in this form, suppose this presentation, right, and this is a maximum, this is a maximum point, right? And if I draw a death rate portion, suppose this is going in this way, so what you can say, the death rate is at a maximum point. That means death rate in this particular population, or the population for which this particular graph is representing, obviously the death rate will be maximum. And what about the birth rate? Obviously the for birth rate the maximum point is here, but obviously the birth rate is starting from here, so we can say that the birth rate is low. So this is another presentation you might get. Obviously I think this you will be getting maximum in the case of a population. It may be a population genetics, it may be a population ecology, anything that is related to the population. Obviously you will be getting these kind of graphs in a population based like topics. Fine. Okay, last but not the least, that is the fourth graph. It is just representing a type of relation in which the two organisms are somehow dependent on each other. Suppose for example, if this point is A, suppose this is A and this is B. So if I take this particular portion, so you can see that A is at its maximum point, right? A is at its maximum point, and similarly if we match it or if we overlap it, you can see if we overlap it, so at this particular point the B is increasing itself. So when A is maximum, obviously B is increasing, right? Next thing, see this point is what? This point is where the B is maximum, right? This point is where the B is maximum. So at that point you can see if we overlap the A and B, you will be getting that there will be a slight decrease in A, right? When B is maximum, there will be a slight decrease in A. So this is a type of relation in which we can say that somehow the increase in A is affecting the B by increasing the population of B. But as because the population of B is increasing very fast, that is leading to the decrease in population A. So these kind of graph we mainly used to see. Specifically if I say, this is mainly presenting the predator and prey relation. Like when the predator is maximum, when the prey is maximum, it will increase the number of predator. But when the predator will be maximum, obviously they will be feeding on their prey in a very highest amount. That will lead to the decrease in the prey. And similarly the population will keep on decreasing. There will be one point when the population of a prey and predator both will decrease, but after that when there will be the highest decrease in the predator, see this particular area, there is a highest decrease in the prey number. So at that point only the predator will increase again. So this is somehow a kind of a directly proportional relation, but there will be a slight fluctuation, because at each and every point, like at this point, there is a different form of explanation. So this graph is very very specific for the predator prey relationship, or any kind of organism which is having a directly proportional relation, but that also in a feeding way or the feeding tropic level. Okay, so I'm expecting that now you have got the concept of the whole graphical, like graphical presentation, how to interpret it to any graph, how to how to draw any kind of a result from that particular graph. So I'm expecting that this video will be helpful for you. So thank you so much everyone. Do share it with your friends whosoever is preparing for different kind of life science examination and they actually need to know the concept of graphical presentation.